Local gym drops CrossFit affiliation following George Floyd controversy, sue today. Retail giant Chapters Indigo pulls Vancouver Candle Co. from its shelves for racist texts, Vancouver is awesome. Futures climb, dollar drops ahead of Fed decision, markets wrap, Yahoo Canada Finance. Kelowna International Airport slowly coming back to life, Kelowna News, Castanet.net. Moxie's won't reopen Thunder Bay restaurant, TBNewsWatch.com. Small businesses welcome Ontario's eviction ban, but some landlords say it's government overreach, CBC.ca. Why people are buying bankrupt stocks like Hertz, and everything else you missed in business news, see, CNBC. Gundlach, a wave of layoffs is coming for $100,000 per year white-collar jobs, Yahoo News Canada. Electric truck startup Nikola takes on car giants, BBC News. With investors shying away from condos, developers are marketing to end users. And that means changing everything from the balconies to the bedrooms. Toronto.